I am going to be your moderator for today's session with a special guest who is going to take us through amazing, very, very unique Kent Qnet RO water purifier systems. To talk about this product, to share amazing insights into this technology, into this product, we have an expert from Kent company itself. Guys, Kent is offering us knowledge from their experts. And today you are so lucky. You are going to learn or you are going to listen directly from the Kent top, okay, person, Mr. Sunil Duggal. He is going to share this amazing product. Hi, Mr. Sunil. Welcome
Hi,
to this
Shafi. How are
webinar.
you?
Oh, fantastic. We really miss
Hello,
you. The
everyone.
demand,
Hello, India. Hello, wherever else in the world. Hope all of you are
we
well.
have a huge demand, Mr. Sunil. You can't believe everybody was asking when is the next session on Kent QNet RO system. Okay, and
Wow.
they are really, really excited, and we are going to be full house. So the stage is
It's,
yours, Mr. Sunil. You
it's
can take
quite,
over and
yeah,
you
it's
can
quite
share
flattering
your screen
to,
also.
yeah, it's quite flattering to hear that they were all
Absolutely.
looking forward to it. That's nice. And in case you guys could see, there's a big grin on my face now from one ear to the other ear. Thank you so much for your encouragement and your love and your belief and trust. Okay, now Shafi, I'm going to need your help. For some reason, the presentation is not showing on the screen.
Can you click on the share button there, show screen?
I did that already. I did
Okay,
that.
I'll just let me
Yeah.
just share it
Now.
and give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now.
No,
Now we have it.
no,
All
I'm
right.
gonna share it
So
again.
again.
Okay, now you're gonna, yeah, now you click it. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
We can
We're
see
good
the
now.
screen.
Yeah. All right. So once again, thank you everyone. Welcome to this presentation on the amazing Kent Qnet Smart Alkaline Mineral RO. I guess some of you would be aware. Why do we call it Smart Alkaline Mineral RO? That's not just because of the looks, which are indeed the best in the class, but also the features. And again, I'm not able to see the slides now. Shafi, I need your help. Dr. Shafi?
Sharing screen, the
I
sharing
just
button
see
there.
Drink Pure. I just see the opening screen.
Yeah, no, on your window, webinar window, do you
Yeah.
see a button called, a tab called sharing? Click that one and click
1 second.
start sharing. Yeah, on your webinar window.
Do not
Just below audio, yeah, audience view. Just below audience view.
Okay, one moment, please, everyone. Okay, no, I do not see. Is this the one? No.
This is actually your desktop screen, I think. So
Okay.
you have options there. You have options there to show what screen you want to show. So you can click a tab called screen and you can choose the presentation. Or you can even show the desktop and from there you can select your presentation.
No, don't. This is surprising.
Okay, don't worry. Then
Last
in that
time was
case,
no such problem.
okay, just give me a minute. I can actually open the Kent
Yeah, please.
PPT. I hope this is the latest one.
Last time was pretty quick and
no worries, no worries.
yeah,
We can.
there wasn't any
Yeah.
glitch last time.
Let me take the show my screen. I
Yeah,
hope this is the
there we are.
presentation.
Almost set now. Now almost set. All right. So, okay, with that little delay, once again, hi everyone. Here we go. So, like I said, it's called Smart Alkaline Mineral RO Water Purifier. And most importantly, it says Kent Qnet. That's two best brands in the industry coming together to create an iconic product, a great product. And as I was saying, it's called smart for nothing. It's called smart because it is indeed smart. Not just the looks, which are of course best in class, but also it's full of features which are best in class. And that's why it's called Smart Alkaline Mineral RO Water Purifier. But then the most basic question would be, why a water purifier? Why do I need a water purifier? Okay, so here's a little fact. Unfortunate though it is, globally, almost 3.75 million people die the world over, not just India, the world over, because of waterborne diseases, i.e., diseases which are passed on through drinking impure water. And why would that be? Because the water which is consumed is not pure, it's not purified, and therefore that leads to all kinds of ailments and diseases. Just the diseases itself is 3.75 million. So all the more reason that we all need to use a water purifier to purify the water. Again, another factoid is that 70% of the diseases are waterborne. So it's not that just dysentery, cholera, a couple of these few things, but 70% of the diseases are waterborne. So again, it emphasizes upon the fact that it is very important for us to make sure that we, our families, our loved ones, people in our vicinity, people we are in touch with, they all drink pure water. Why is it such a big deal? Why is it that water is impure? The reason why water that tends to get impure is because the quality of water in major drinking water resources is deteriorating, whether it is the groundwater or the water which is in the overhead tank or underground tanks that we have in our places, or even the supply line. A supply line could also be rusted. So the quality of water may deteriorate because of the effluents which are discharged into the river. We all know about the Yamuna and the Ganga, the big Namami Gange project also. They've been trying to clean the Ganges for the last 10, 12 years. Crores and crores of rupees, lakhs of crores have been spent, but we've not been able to purify, only because all kinds of untreated waste, human waste and industrial waste, finds its way into the rivers. And it's complex waste. From the rivers, some of the water goes into the groundwater, some of these impurities go to the groundwater, and then a lot of this water gets supplied to places, to households, to colonies, and that's how the impure water finds its way through the tap into our body and can be harmful. River water, like I said earlier, gets contaminated by excessive discharge of industrial pollutants into the rivers. Typically, all factories are supposed to have what is called an effluent treatment plant, ETP, but a lot of them don't have it, or if they have it, it's not of good capacity, or a lot of these companies would bypass it because setting up a plant like this costs money, and then you need to have chemicals regularly to remove the impurities into the water, which companies don't want to do. So they discharge it straight into the river illegally, but that tends to affect you and me and all the other consumers, just about everyone who consumes water. And then there's also a situation of direct disposal of sewage by municipalities. Municipalities are supposed to treat it and then discharge it, but then they happen because of various reasons. It is discharged straight into the river water, and that also deteriorates the quality of water. And then for last year and a half, if you have been watching news, etc., you would have seen a lot of emphasis on plastic in ocean, plastic in rivers, this, that. In a number of places, single-use plastic has been discontinued. All the disposable glasses from plastic have turned to cardboard or to the mittika kulhad, as we used to call it. So disposal of all the plastics and chemicals also into the rivers causes leaching of plastic into the water, and that again, microplastics are extremely dangerous, complex chemicals which can play havoc with our body, and they can also obviously be very harmful. So it's need for them to be removed from the water. This is another illustration of how the groundwater gets contaminated, industrial area, industrial production, and then all kinds of overburden because of effluent treatment not being proper, etc., etc. Groundwater gets affected, and then this water finds way into our houses. And also another reason is because a lot of agriculture happens in our country, and for agriculture, a lot of chemicals, insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers are used, and they are all kinds of again complex chemicals, and all these fertilizers, etc. Though they help in the crop production, but with water on the ground, all these chemicals also find their way into the groundwater. And so percolation of household waste and all these chemicals, arsenic, fluoride, pesticides, etc., then contaminates the groundwater. So river water gets contaminated, groundwater gets contaminated, and then we go to the next slide. And also at times inadequate treatment by municipalities. I've come across news articles a number of times during monsoons or situations when the electricity supply is not very regular. There's a very high degree of ammonia in the water, or sometimes a lot of chlorine in the water, excess of which can be very harmful for human consumption. And high ammonia or high chlorine, etc., are all because of improper or inadequate treatment of water by municipalities, which eventually supply water to us in Bangalore or Ahmedabad or Delhi or Mumbai or maybe in Gurgaon or any other of these places. So this also causes harmful dissolved impurities into the water, which comes through the tap into our houses. Next, please. This is another fact: rust in pipelines, because in most of the places in India and major part of the world as well, water is not running throughout. So when the water is not flowing, and with constant running of water when it is running through, all these pipes which are made from GI, etc., galvanized iron, the coating inside starts to corrode. And because of that, the rusting would form, and then this rust also starts flowing into the water and into the tanks, overhead or underground tanks, or into the tap. In fact, you all would be surprised that this is not something just limited to countries like India or developing countries. Even in the United States, which is so far known to be the superpower and the richest country, their water pipelines have not been changed for last over 65 years. So in places like Lake Michigan, etc., or in Illinois, or New Jersey, or California, or New Mexico, there are so many instances of poor quality water finding its way. And even in countries like the United States or Germany or Italy or France, they now use water purifiers. I say it because we export also to these countries. And in Germany, I was there a few months back. We did what we call as TDS. Some of you would be aware with this, total dissolved salts. It's a meter which determines right there the quality of water in terms of how many dissolved solids are there. So TDS in a number of places in Germany and in France was as high as 475 to 500. So that tells you about the quality of water, not just in India, but also in the so-called developed world. So what I'm trying to say here is that impure water does find its way through, and it's very, very important for all of us to use water purifiers. And it's not that it's just an India-centric feature, but it happens in a number of countries. But they all fortify themselves with using water purifiers. Next, please. So we already dwelt upon this. Ingress of sewage can happen. You would have seen a lot of times in your cities as well if you're reading newspapers, especially during monsoons. Pipes bursting here and there, sewage pipe, and typically sewage and water pipes. Underground they run almost parallel to one another, and pipe bursting, and then sewage mixing in the drinking water, etc. supply. So that happens a number of times with piped water and also in rivers, and that also then tends to contaminate the quality of water. Next, please. Okay, so I am sure majority of us here would be storing water. It could be in overhead tanks or underground tanks. And I would urge every one of you today, not now, but after this webinar is over and when the evening comes, please go and check your overhead tanks or underground tanks. Probably after that, the first thing you're going to do is to drain out all the water and get your tanks cleaned, because these tanks are typically cleaned after maybe 1 year, 6 months, in some places 2 years, 3 years, depending on a resident how he wants to do it. But these tanks have a lot of filth in them, from moss to algae to fungus to floating maybe animals and all kinds of. You're going to see it. If I request all of you, give it a shot, and you will know. So typically, what happens is the water in overhead or underground tanks, though good pure water supplied from the municipality, fresh pipes, everything good, but when it is stored and it is used and the tanks are not cleaned regularly, it would have a lot of impurities, harmful, not impurities, but harmful impurities, which can be harmful and detrimental to our health. So water supplied by municipalities is stored in overhead tanks, which are breeding ground for bacteria and viruses. One more reason that we need to fortify ourselves. I think all of us are aware with what kind. So we were talking earlier about water, deteriorating quality of water, why it's deteriorating, and what are the impurities in water. The impurities could be bacteria, virus, suspended impurities, and then also dissolved impurities like arsenic, fluoride, sulfate, sulfides, cadmium, and a host of such other chemicals. So all these are the impurities which are commonly found in drinking water. Next. And then, as the opening slides also said, almost 70% of the diseases are waterborne. Drinking contaminated water causes serious diseases like lead poisoning, amoebiasis, diarrhea, cholera, etc., etc. And some of these can be pretty lethal too, and could also lead to, God forbid, more complications. Kidney stones, for example, gallbladder stones, and stuff like that. Next, please. So, I think you all will agree and probably be nodding your heads right now. We need to purify water and make it clean before drinking. It's for our own good and for the good of our families and our loved ones, and for the good of the society too. And that's what we are here for. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. Now, the question, therefore, is how to purify the drinking water, or how to purify water and make it drinking water. There are a few things, few tricks, a few ways in which we can purify water. One of which, the oldest, is boiling. We've done it when we were small kids, and I'm sure you or your parents would have also shared with you that one way is to boil the water so to get rid of impurities. And then there are the UV purifiers, which are used, ultraviolet purifiers. And then the reverse osmosis, slightly more advanced water purifiers, which are used for purifying water. Now, each of them have some good points, some bad points, some limitations. We'll just go over them to come to the right solution. We know the problem, but now we need the right solution. So the question is boiling or UV purification sufficient? Boiling as well as UV purifiers kill bacteria and virus. However, they cannot remove dissolved impurities from water. One simple example is when you have to make tea or coffee, what we do is we put water for boiling and then we add tea leaves. And for those who drink their tea with milk, they add some milk, sugar, no sugar, whatever. Similarly for coffee. So there was this clear, colorless water, tea leaves were added, it got a certain color, and then milk added or not added, as the case may be, a certain color comes. If you were to now boil back the tea to reclaim water, amount of water that has been used, and reclaim the tea leaves, is that possible? Probably all of you would be nodding your head and saying, no, that's not possible. So, next slide, please. Next slide. Uh-oh, I think we skipped one. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that by boiling alone, you cannot remove dissolved impurities, because tea leaves, or let's say salt in water when you make soup or vegetables or something. When you boil and it is passed part of the water into one curry, you cannot segregate. You cannot take out the salt and all the spices. You can't separate them, because it becomes one homogeneous unit. So boiling is good enough, but it only removes bacteria, virus. It cannot remove dissolved impurities. It cannot remove fluorides, arsenics, etc., which, as we saw in the earlier section of the presentation, get mixed into the water during various stages of water's transportation from the source to purification to distribution to our houses. So RO, reverse osmosis water purifiers, are indeed needed to remove not just the bacteria and virus, but also remove harmful dissolved impurities. Next, please. Okay, now, as the saying goes in English, with good comes the bad. So RO water purifiers, good, very nice, but they have one process or technology limitation. Like, when you're driving your car, then there is the exhaust, which causes pollution. So similarly with the water purifiers, reverse osmosis water purifiers, when you purify water, the water passes through a very fine, thin composite reverse osmosis membrane. But this membrane also then removes all kinds of impurities. All kinds of dissolved minerals are also removed, because through the RO membrane, because the pore size is so small, 0.00001 micron, that it removes all kinds of salts also, some of which could be good for the human body, some may be harmful, but majority good, but everything gets removed. So what you get on the other side is water, which may not be healthy. So that is one disadvantage of reverse osmosis technology. But nothing to worry, because right in the start of the presentation, we said this is a smart alkaline mineral RO. So there is a solution to it, which Qnet and Kent have developed together. So what is that solution? It is by virtue of the Kent's patented mineral RO technology, whereby all the essential natural minerals are retained in the purified water. Essential natural minerals are retained in the purified water. Therefore, this water is not just pure, but it's also healthy water, pure and healthy water, and also tasty water, pure, healthy, and tasty. When I say tasty, there's a reason. We'll come to that also. So this is pure water, healthy water, and tasty water. It would be like not very sour or not very salty or not very bitter. Next, please. How's Kent, and why is it that Kent is the number one brand with almost, or why almost, over 40% market share in India? It's because we were the first company and we continue to be the leader with double purification by RO and UV. So, which means the purification of water is happening by way of reverse osmosis, ultraviolet, and also UF. So, actually, it's a three-tier purification of water, which happens, but let's say double RO and UV and UF, it's in the units. So, this makes the water, this renders the water 100% pure. Next, please. And I said that Kent's patented technology of TDS controller, by virtue of which essential natural minerals are retained in the purified water. So what happens is, while removing dissolved impurities, conventional ROs would remove all kinds of minerals, including essential minerals. But with the Kent's TDS controller technology, essential natural minerals are retained. So here we are talking about double purification by ROUV, patented TDS controller, which means retention of essential natural minerals in the purified water. And next, please. And another interesting feature of Kent's technology is that while conventional ROs from, I don't want to name any brands, but I'm sure you all understand which brands are there, the water recovery is around 15%. There's only 15% from other water purifiers. Whereas in case of Kent's smart alkaline mineral RO, we employ what is known as, again, it's our patent, save water technology, which means the water retention or the good water recovery is 50%, near about 50%, could be more, a little less, but let's say 50%. So in effect, double purification, patented TDS controller, essential natural minerals retention, and on top of that, highest water recovery in the trade from reverse osmosis water purifiers. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Yeah, I'm already on the next slide. Yeah.
No, this one is done. Okay. We've done this. Save water technology is done. Now, Kent is pleased to assert, like I said right in the beginning as well, two best companies coming together to offer an awesome product, an iconic product. So we are pleased to launch. It's been launched, so we've been using this smart alkaline mineral RO. So how is it different? There's also the feature of alkaline mineral RO, which means it also renders water alkaline. And the Kent Qnet Smart Alkaline Mineral RO is also the most intelligent model ever made so far in by us or by any of the leading companies, because it comes with an interactive touch screen, which means the screen tells you about the status of the pump, about the quality of water. If you're seeing the screen, then you'll probably see on the panel which is jutting out on the lower left and bottom, there is a purified water quality meter. Middle, right in the middle, green, it means good quality, i.e., the level of minerals is good. Left would mean too little, not many minerals in it, so not good quality. And yellow extreme right would mean too many minerals, again, not good for the body. So this particular model helps a customer to know the quality of water which is being dispensed. And then also it has all kinds of troubleshooting right on the screen, just in case something goes wrong ever while running the machine. You press the button, it interacts and also tells you what possibly could be the reason. And if you really need to call an engineer, or probably it is something to do with proper, maybe small little troubleshooting at your end. And also at the bottom right corner, if you see where the finger is, it also has balance filter life. So there is also an indication on the interactive touch screen which shows what is the life of the filter of the RO membrane. So the idea being very simple. It's not that one fine day you get up in the morning or you come back from work or whatever and suddenly you find out that your reverse osmosis water purifier, your membrane is not working, it's time to change it, and therefore water quality is bad. So before that situation is to come, it starts showing on the screen itself. And on top of that, there's also a computer on board which also gives audio alarms. So you get audio alarm when the need is there for the membrane to be changed. And it's not like I said, one fine day suddenly you find out in the morning or you come back from work or whatever, you have some guests and you find out that the quality of water has gone bad. The machine is so smart that it starts alerting a consumer at least 3 weeks in advance, 3 to 4 weeks in advance, depending on consumption of water that you have. So like between 3 to 4 weeks in advance, it would start telling a consumer that it's time for them to call an engineer and get the RO membrane changed. So this machine gives not just visual but also audio alarms for the membrane to be changed. Next, please. Like I said, display of purity. So this one tells you the quality of water which is being dispensed from your tap, not quality of purity of water which is coming through municipal supply, but the quality of water which is coming through the tap of your Qnet Smart Alkaline Mineral RO. It tells you that. Next, please. Indicates, like we discussed, the balanced filter life. The filter life is 760 hours of purification, not running, but purification. And as I was talking in one of the earlier slides, with 20 liters per hour, typically a family of 4 or 5 would need about 20 liters of water, purified water during the day for drinking, cooking purposes. So broadly speaking, sorry. So broadly speaking, this 760 hours would be like 10, 12, 15,000 liters, depending on quality of input water, of course, around 10,000 to 12,000 liters of purified water before you need to change the RO membrane. And this little red thing that you see is an indication that, for example, certain filter life has gone through. So as it progresses during the usage, the circle, the red circle, keeps expanding on the left side, keep going on to the right, so anti-clock. And then when the membrane life is about to get over, about 700 hours, that is, and 700 hours would roughly be about 30 days. So 30 days before the the RO membrane needs to change, it starts making audio sounds as well, like beep, 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 beep. So this beep would happen 2 beeps every 2 minutes, and then they get more frequent and more louder and more longer. So this way it alerts a consumer that it's time to call an engineer to change the RO membrane. Next, please. Similarly, we had said that it has double purification of RO and UV. So should the UV lamp fail, again UV is a very important function for purification. So should the UV lamp fail, it shows on the screen UV lamp has failed, and please call customer service or request service call. And also, interestingly, it gives a beep, 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 beep. So you know that there's something wrong and it's calling for attention. So in case you miss the visual, it also makes audio alarm. And the best part is, should such a situation happen, or when the filters go bad, the machine is so intelligent. The machine says, listen, you are not taking care of your health. I will take care of your health and I'm taking over. With the artificial intelligence in the machine, it stops dispensing water. So it will not purify water and no water will pass through. Should the filters get clogged or should the UV lamp fail, no water will get purified, and no water will only water which is stored and purified will come through. And after that, no further purification will happen till these issues are resolved by you, just to make sure that the quality of water remains pristine, remains good and dependable. Next. Machine is very intelligent. It also has all kinds of service records on it. So every time the engineer comes, he will press. Some of you may be using these machines, some of you may want to. So it gives that added confidence that when the engineer comes, he will have to open the machine, the computer of the machine. He'll have to input what he has done. This is to make sure there is no dispute that when last time the engineer came, he said he's changed filter, he charged me, but he did not change, etc. All that gets registered here in the computer of the machine itself. So all the records are here itself at your touch all the time, 24/7. Okay. So this is all about purification, good quality, features, making sure that you all get good water. And then does it also make water healthy? And how is it different from other, let's say, Kent water purifiers? So the distinguishing feature is that it makes water healthy. And how? Next, please. Typically, most of the water purifiers, their purification, after purification, the pH of the water would be not even 6.5, would be around 6, 5.8, 5.96, probably less. And that, as we all know from elementary chemistry in school, is acidic. And we all keep reading that, basic or alkaline, the right amount of alkaline, not 14 or something. Right quality of alkaline water is good for the body because it retains the zen and the balance and everything else. So the Qnet Smart Alkaline Mineral RO also makes water alkaline and retains the pH at 8, 8.5, which is again a good feature, distinguishing feature versus all other Kent machines or majority of the machines from the trade. I guess in this subject, all of you are far more expert than probably I am. How is alkaline water superior, or how is it good? What are the benefits of alkaline water? It helps neutralize acid in blood. It improves metabolism, and therefore, we burn calories, fat better. And when you do that, obviously, it increases blood oxygen level, enhances antioxidant properties, and thereby also has anti-aging and anti-disease properties, being an antioxidant. So those are some of the benefits of the alkaline water of the Kent Qnet Smart Alkaline Mineral RO. So Advantage Kent, largest, most trusted water purifier brand, which, like I said, with more than 40% market share, and a pan-India robust distribution and also robust service. We have more than 5,000, it's between 5 and 6,000 service engineers on the ground. Next slide, please. You will be happy to know that we have been India's most trusted brand of water purifiers for last 7 years rather now, 7 years consecutively. And it's not that I say it or someone else says it or my neighbor says it or someone from Kent says it. It is a fact which is borne out by a third-party market research company called Brand Trust. You can see the report. It's on the internet as well. And when you are most trusted brand, it's not just because of one or two features, but it's because you have, as a brand, as a company, we have been giving consistent quality and performing what we say, or we live up to the promise of the quality of product, and we make sure that the customers are satisfied. And doing it day in and day out for 7 years in a row consecutively means that the company has very robust systems in place. So you all are at the right place at the right time. Next, please. Yes. Water purifier, as we all know, is a product which is constantly moving. It's like your vehicle. It's constantly on the go, constantly purifying water, giving water, and it's an important product. Let's go back to service. Yeah. And therefore, service and maintenance is very, very important. And you wouldn't like to buy a water purifier which may or may not get serviced quickly, because you can live without an air conditioner or a fridge or a set-top box for a few hours, for a day or two or three. But without water, one cannot sustain beyond a few hours. So therefore, it's important to have good quality, robust quality management system of the product, and also, should things go wrong, good maintenance after sales service. So you'll be really happy to know that across India, from one corner to the other, from north to south and east to west and everything in between, there are total 19,000 pin codes, and all of these pin codes are serviced by our service engineers, which means we have presence in every nook and cranny of the country. And how it works is that the moment somebody has a problem with this unit, they call one dedicated number, which is only a Qnet number. So we have one setup only for Qnet. The moment call is made there from that call center, the call and the message immediately goes to, confirmation message goes back to the customer who has called up to say, I have this problem, whatever. And then also simultaneously message goes to service engineer, to his boss, and to his boss's boss. So this message goes to three people within the organization at the operational level, not head office, but at the operational level in the field, and also to the consumer. So there is transparency and it happens real fast. And like I said, more than 5,000 trained engineers. And this is a brief glimpse of the manufacturing facilities. We have two manufacturing facilities, one in Roorkee and the other one is in Noida. And monthly production capacity is 100,000 units. That's a lakh of units per month, or about 1.2 million units a year, and spread over almost 900,000, or about almost a million square feet, with sophisticated QC training, in-house manufacturing of all the key components, like pumps and RO membranes. You'll be happy to know the most important part, as we've been talking about purification, reverse osmosis, RO. So the most critical part is the RO membrane. The most critical part, number two, would be the pump and the UV lamp in terms of performance, and the alkaline. So all of these are best in class. We use RO membranes. These are made by us to individual size in a plant, but the core material, the RO membrane bulk form, comes from the best company in the world which makes it, which is a company called DOW, Dow Chemicals. Filmtech, it was previously GE. It's a fairly well-known brand, and they're the best in the world. So we buy and use those RO membranes. The UV lamps are from Philips in Holland, not somewhere in Vietnam or China, but from EU. And pumps are made in-house with, it's all full of copper. If you see it, the kind of pressure it puts, it generates is phenomenal. So all the key components are best in class, of course, rest of the components as well. And the products are certified. Of course, we are ISO 9,000, 14,000, and 18,000 certified. The products also certified to Water Quality Association and NSF. These are the marquee standard organization in the world. Every single country would follow what they lay out. These are American companies. Even if some companies or countries make their own standards, they derive these standards from NSF and WQA. And then CE is, of course, European certification. So products also comply to European standards. Next, please. So we are kind of pleased to join hands with Qnet, through Qnet, with all you wonderful people in bringing the most advanced water purifier to your house and to your neighborhood. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic, beautiful presentation, Mr. Sunil. We
Yeah.
are actually quite tight with the time because we have
Okay.
lined up webinars. Every day we are doing 20 webinars. We have only 2 minutes left before
Oh,
we
okay.
close the session. So there are so many questions right now coming. We'll take at least two questions before we wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay.
I am having a
I'll
hard
read
time
out
in
the
listening to
question.
you, so I may have to request you to repeat, just in case. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, no problem. So I repeat the question first. Okay, let me just quickly go through. Okay, what is the main difference between this purifier that is with the Qnet and the Kent purifiers in the store, which is very commonly asked question, but it is good to repeat one more time, Mr. Sunil.
Sure. So, how do I say? There are a number of differentiating features between this product and the other Kent water purifiers. For starters, this is an alkaline model, and we make alkaline product exclusively for Qnet. Even though our own team keeps asking for it, but we don't want to because we want to maintain that edge with the Qnet team. So this product is it comes with an alkaline cartridge, so makes water alkaline, and the alkaline cartridge would typically last 8,000 liters. Then on top of it, this is smart mineral RO, alkaline mineral RO, i.e., it has an interactive touch screen display, which is not there in any other model. No other model has this feature.
Okay.
So, like I said, so these two features make it completely different from all other Kent products. And this one is
So the
exclusive
servicing
only to
what you are
Qnet.
providing. Yeah. And Mr. Sunil, one more question is the servicing that is provided to all the Qnet purchases, is it free of cost?
Yeah, so yes, it is. In case of Qnet, I think you'll have to check your
Okay.
warranty
No problem.
certificate. It is free for the first year, and after that, there is the usual maintenance cost which comes in that is to be paid.
Okay. So just to clarify, apart from all the features, we have additional alkaline feature and the
Yeah,
smart technology. Yeah, that is unique
absolutely.
for.
Absolutely.
So okay. Yeah, this model is definitely not available other
No, it is
than
not.
QNet.
Yeah,
Yes. So that is very confirmed.
and
And
we get so many requests from the trade. My boss keeps telling me also all the time that we should offer to the others, but
yeah,
we keep telling him no. I keep telling him no
yeah,
because of our regard for the Qnet team, and they're doing such a good job. So we
fantastic.
have to keep it exclusive to you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So, guys, rest of any question which are there, we will take it offline and we will make FAQs and we'll send it. Like last time I said, we have to end this webinar at this juncture. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sunil, and everyone. Please drink safe water, purified water. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, each one of you, for your time. Truly
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.